Oy, oy, oy. Nothing like trying to stand up to do a vlog with my new tripod and tripping over one of my children's toys. So, as you can tell, I have started the transition to blonde hair. I know that some of you are going, no, don't be blonde again. I really want to be blonde, and this time it's going to stick, and this time I'm going to get to the white platinum blonde that I want. Also decided to do my makeup today. It made me feel very, very pretty. Makes me feel pretty. I even got the friggin' the fake lashes on too. So not much happened today, really. Quiet day. It's Monday. I think it's Monday. Went food shopping, and that's about it, really. Tomorrow's Tuesday. This time of year is really kind of quiet for us. Julia's birthday is next month. She'll be 6. Christ, I can't believe that she's going to be 6. It's unreal to me. Wow. It's unreal to me how fast time flies, because honestly, 6 years ago, at this time, we had just lost Cameron. I was still pregnant with Julia. I was still heavily, heavily, heavily in mourning and grief and grieving. And now, 6 years later, I am living in Rhode Island, having my cosmetology license, finally, that I've always wanted, having my bartending license, which I thought of doing before, you know, raising the girls on my own. I never thought I'd be doing that, and I never thought that I would be exceeding at it and succeeding at it. I'm decently happy, with the exception of a few days here and there that happens every now and then. You know, it's just amazing to me how much time has gone by, and that it's, 2012, and that next month will be 2 years that I've lived in this apartment, and it's unreal to me. It hasn't felt like 2 years, but it has in a way too. I mean, the last 2 years alone has just been so chaotic and crazy, and even 3 years ago at this time, it was what, 11, 10, 9, it was 2000, it was January of 2009. Dave had just come back from our breakup, our first breakup. We were not married yet. He had actually proposed to me right after he came back. I said yes. We got married in March of 2009, right before he left for basic training for the Army. He was gone for 11 weeks. He came back, and we went camping, and then we came back, and then my best friend and her 3 kids moved in. That was crazy, crazy and tumultuous. And after she moved in, he and I started having issues, because he had issues with her, and I'm not going to go into it, all that crap, because that's in the past, and she and I have mended, and he's in, So, anyway, February 2010, actually January of 2010 is when I actually found this place. I actually found this place around this time 2 years ago. And, it just happened to drop into our laps. I was on Craigslist and looking at apartment listings, and I saw this ad for this 6-bedroom house with all utilities included for $1,500 a month, and I'm like, holy shit, this cannot be real. I call, it's real. Me and Dave go over that day, check it out. I walked in that front door, and I was like, holy shit, I love this kitchen. And then we looked at the rest of the house, and I said, oh my god, I want this place. I got paid like a week later. Gave him $750. He said that was fine for the security deposit. Moved in the very next month, even though we found out that as soon as I signed the lease, the place was pretty much mine, which was the end of January. But I couldn't really move in because the previous tenant was still here until February 1st. So the middle of February, I think it was February 10th when I actually got paid, and was able to give him the rent. And it was a chaotic day. It was, you know, it was crazy chaotic. It was so fucking crazy. You know, I had me, I had Dave, I had the 3 girls, I had Kim, and I had her 3 kids, and we were trying to move, and it was freezing, and it was, I mean, me and Kim had actually taken a few loads over. Her and Dave had taken a few loads over, you know, over here from, because we literally lived, like, right there. I'm not even kidding. Like, if you go, you see this light right here? That's at the corner of Atwell's and Academy. If you walk down, and it's like, I don't know, probably 4 or 5 houses down. That was my house. I literally live within walking distance of my last place. That's how close it was. So yeah, anyway, that day was chaotic and crazy and bitchy, and we were all exhausted because it was only me, her, and Dave that were moving, and we also had the 6 kids underneath us, plus the friggin' 3 cats that we had, and the 2, you know, the snake, and the 2 snakes, I should say, because we had Kira and Eiley at that time. We had so many different things going on. You know, me and Dave were fighting, me and Kim were fighting, Kim and Dave were fighting. It was just a whole bunch of mess. And then we got here, we got settled, we got moved in, and I've been here ever since. And in the 2 years since I've been here, that's a little bit of a backstory. The 2 years since I've been here, let's see, she left about 2 weeks later because the landlord said she and her kids couldn't stay because he was going to have to raise the rent, and I told her that she was going to have to come up with the difference, and she said she couldn't do that, so she moved out. She went back to West Virginia, which I miss her still. Haven't seen her in almost 2 years. So anyway, long story short, you know, she moved out. Me and Dave had our 1-year wedding anniversary, and around that time, things started to crumble really badly. We were trying to fix, we tried to fix what was broken and fix what had broken in that 7 months that she was with us. And we even, like, went down to Jersey. We even got one of those, like, really fancy schmancy hotel rooms, and you know, stayed the night. And the girls were down in Jersey, like, they had their spring break that week. So I just brought the girls down, and he and I went to the hotel that night, and then left and came back up here the day after, and they stayed down there. Around May, I realized the middle of May, it really wasn't happening, it really wasn't working. And so I, you know, I told him I wanted him to move out. I wanted a separation. I wanted to, you know, to separate for a while and everything like that. And he spent the entire summer trying to get me back, and because I had actually told him that he needed to leave. And he left 3 days after Holly's 6th birthday. Because this was last summer. She'll be, oh no, 7th birthday. She'll be 8 this year. King, no. He's sniffing the tripod, and I don't want him to knock it over. So anyway, he moved out last June. Or no, not this last June. Last June of 2010. And we fought back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Me saying, no, I'm done, leave me alone, go away, I don't want you, you know, I hate you, blah, blah, blah. And for me to say the H word is really, really hard, because I don't hate anybody. Well, yeah, I guess I do hate a couple of people, but the hate for them is warranted. Anyway, so finally in November, right around Thanksgiving, I finally, I basically got lonely, which is what I was talking about the other night when I said if I don't get out of this funk, you know, I'm going to start running back to him, and I don't want to do that. And I think that text message that I got from him was Cameron's way of saying, don't you dare. Let me remind you why you kicked him out. Which, thanks, baby. Anyway, so, wow, this vlog is getting to be very, very long, but I felt like just in the last 2 years alone, so much has gone on. Last New Year's Eve, not this past one, last New Year's Eve, he was back. He came back the the 5th anniversary of Cameron's death, he came back. That's the day that he decided to come back. Or I decided to have him come back because I paid for his bus ticket on the way home. Not smart. Anyway, so, let's see. We spent the first couple of months really doing well and thinking that things were going to go better. And they really didn't. Oh, I got to check the time. Hold on a second. Oh, I got plenty of time. Not saying that I'm going to speak for another 25 minutes, but that's crazy. Anyway, so things were going okay, and then after he got his job at Price Right, which is the grocery store up the street, things started to get shitty again because he was working nights, he was sleeping days. On his days off, all he wanted to do was sleep. He didn't want to spend any time with me or the girls. He didn't really want to do anything. So things started to get really shitty again. And again in May, for some reason, or we had our second anniversary, and even if you look at the pictures from our second anniversary, you could tell that we weren't happy. You could tell, even though they were still lovey-dovey and everything like that. It just we just were not happy. So around May again, I told him I wanted a divorce. Or no, June. It was the middle of June. I was talking to Jay, and I was telling him really how unhappy I was, and he's like, well, what are you waiting for? Kick him out. He can come down here. He goes, I'll come and pick him up. I'm like, okay. So I did the cowardly thing, but the reason I did it the way that I did was because with the way that Dave and I are, it just was a bad situation. It was the only way that I could tell him, because at that point he'd become very abusive. When he came back the last time, things started to get really bad. Jay actually came up in March to fix my truck, and it was really bad to the point where even Jay called him on it and said, dude, you don't say that to someone, especially someone who's your wife. Like, that's fucked up. So anyway, I didn't want a brawl, I didn't want issues. I just basically said to him, listen, you know, I'm not happy, I want a divorce. Jay's coming to pick you up next week or something like that. So I had to live with him for about a week. I actually tried to take him back down to Jersey in April, but he talked his way back in. And so anyway, went to court in November for a divorce. Went through. Judge said okay. It was actually the judge that I saw last year too, but she didn't remember me, so that was a good thing. And so this year we went, and our divorce will be final next month, the day after Julia's birthday. So anyway, so that is the last 3 years of my life. It has been crazy. It has been chaotic. It has been nuts. And I am looking forward to having a brand new 2012, a brand new year. 2012 is my year. I've been told, I feel like I'm going to really succeed this year. Some really good stuff's going to happen for me this year, and I just can't wait. I just cannot wait until the good things start to happen, and here's looking at positivity. And I hope that you guys, and I didn't really wish you a Happy New Year or anything, except for on my New Year's Eve vlog, but I was so drunk that I didn't really get out what I wanted to say like I did last year. I know it's the 9th of January. I think it's the 9th. Let me see. Yeah, it's the 9th of January. I know, like, after the 6th, you should say Happy New Year, and that'd be it. Like, that'd be done. But since I really haven't said it to you guys, have a very, very, very Happy New Year. I hope you get everything that you wish for, that you want in this, you know, in this new year, whether it be love, whether it be a career, whether it be wealth, whether it be, you know, health or whatever. I really, really, really wish you a very, very good new year. And here's hoping, and here's wishing, and here's praying, and here's bringing all the good success and phenomenal stuff to you and to me. I will talk to you guys later.